next act?
Who's our next act?
Biman.
Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from London, England, this man is a scholar of many arts. I give you Biman!
Hey. Hi. My name is Biman, and thank you so much for having me here. So I came on holiday, and pleasure to come on stage and perform with you guys. It's interesting for me tonight because generally, okay, my mom and dad, both of them are in the audience. Hi, mom. Give them a round of applause. Mom and dad, proud parents. So interesting. You see, my mom, she's a really good lady. My dad's pretty cool guys too, right? But my mom never swears, and my mom hates swearing. My dad says 10 words, 5 of them is bad. So I have this internal monologue where I have good words coming out, but then every 10 words, at least one of them is a swear word. So this is going to be interesting. I'm going to try not to swear. Instead of the F word, I might say fly. And yeah, let's see how this goes. If what I say is despicable, I went to Royal College. If it's decent, I went to St. Thomas's. And let's take this in chronological fashion. I went to St. Thomas's. Before St. Thomas's, I went to this school called, when I was 5 or 6, Nilkamal Gardens or something like that. Nimalka Gardens, thank you. You went there as well? Okay, thanks for the support, bro. When I went there, I remember one of the first things I remember, this guy, this tennis player, if he's watching this, Amrit Rupasinger, he was sitting next to me, and just as a show of friendship, one day he just took his scissor out and he cut my hand open. So that's how school started. I still got a scar, and that's how my education started. And then I remember I went to St. Thomas's. Okay, I'm going to a new school, big school. Everyone's excited that I'm going to this school. I've got this kit on. And I go to this school, and it's the lower school, my first day, and it's the interval. And I go out to the sort of this playground area, and I don't know anyone, right? No friends, no one. So I go and lean on a wall, and this dude walks up to me, and he just kicks me. I said, "Hey, what's up?" He said, "Something. Hi." I was like, "Okay, I'm your cousin." I was like, all right. I didn't even know what the word cousin meant at the time, but anyway, it turns out that was my cousin. He's flying down today. He's getting married soon, so he's not here, but yeah, that's the one. Okay. Who are you? How do you know him? Hey. And so this dude and I, we become friends, and that's the way he said hello. And so school started. Nothing really interesting happened from year 1 to year 7. Regular stuff. By year 7, I was called Egghead because my head was apparently shaped like an egg. So I was Egghead, and everyone called me Egghead, and I was a bit of a riot in class. There was 35 of us. I was the 27th in the class or something like that. And then so my dad lived overseas in Australia. So every Christmas, he'd come for 2-3 months. And I had just become the 17th or 27th, right? And he came for Christmas, and case ka patan gatta. Why are you're not studying, you're not doing your homework. And then Chamit, my cousin, he had become the first or the second in the class, right? And so my dad goes, why can't you study? Your cousin, look at him. He's the first or the second in the class. If he can do it, you can do it. La, la, la. And, what he didn't know was that, and I couldn't back then as a thum, not as a thum, as a dude, or whatever, as a human, you had the bro code. And so I didn't let Chamit, I didn't sort of snitch on him, right? But Chamit, he worked the system, right? And no one in the family knew. now he's about to get married, so I can let this out, right? But he worked the system. And so no one knew this, and everyone was like, Chamit's great, your shit. Sorry, yes, your you're shocked. And I'm like, kiyanat bane. So right. So then I thought, okay, all right, let's learn how to work the system. So I went and asked Chamit, how do you do this? So okay, he's like, machang, mehmai karanne. Right? So you take the file, and we had cardboard files, right? And you slit the file in half, right? In the sense like where when you open the file, the paper you slit it in half, and then you open it up and you write all the short notes there. And then so each subject you have a different file, and you put all the short notes there, and then you go for the exam, and then you refer the short notes, and then you ace the exam. That's how you do it. So yeah, I know, right? He's not going to be happy that I said this, and that's how he got, his job as well. No. He's a hardworking guy. I'm just making that up. But yeah. So I thought, okay, right, that's the way to go. That's how to get some recognition in the family. So up then came like the monthly sort of midterm exams. I did the same thing. Worked the system. Put all the short notes. I became 4th in the class. My dad was the proudest. And then we hit like year 8. So in year 8 now I'm the 4th in the class. I'm studies-wise I'm good. The family is quite happy, and this is the age where puberty hits you, right? So and we didn't have like sex education till year 9. Now we're in year 8, and half the grade has already started getting their sex education in year 7. So I remember like one day I remember the Playboy magazine came into, so some of you might know the magazine, but anyway, the Playboy magazine came into school, into the classroom, and my friend, his nickname's DC. DC was sitting next to me, and this other guy, I'll keep it undercover, this tall Osman in our class, he brought the magazine in, and yeah, so it did the rounds, right? And I did not know what Playboy was back then, and I didn't even get to see the magazine, right? And anyway, it got busted. And I remember the headmaster had summoned the guys who brought the magazine in and had seen the magazine. So I knew, okay, cool, like I didn't participate in whatever this wrong act was, so I'm fine. So this prefect came in and he started naming the names to be called out of the room. And they named like 4 or 5 names, and the 5th name was mine. I was like, what? What's going on here? And so we were summoned into the headmaster's room, and he took this like 1 meter ruler out and just beat the shit out of all of us. And like we're running, now I don't even know I'm getting beaten, right? I'm running around the room, and this guy's running behind me and like knocking the lights out of us, right? So now we walk out of the room and back to the classroom. I'm crying, he's crying. I'm shy that I'm crying. You've got to be a man, you can't cry, right? And I didn't even see the magazine, right? And what? Okay. And yeah, the guy sees me afterwards and he goes, Machan, sorry, the moment I got scared, I blurted your name, right? And, just got buggered there. And then next thing, this guy next to me, like a few rows in front, so puberty hit him and he started to get pubes. And it was a big deal, right? So the whole class wanted to see the pubes, right? So everyone was lining up. Everyone was lining up to see his nether regions, right? And it was like the thing. And but me being me, well brought up, I did not go to do that either, right? And I did not see the region, nothing. And then I think he himself, he was like a bit of a suck up. So he himself went and told one of our teachers who had a bit of a scene going on with another teacher, right? And so she would like sit on the table, and then the other teacher would come in. He was like, I can't say who he was, but anyway, he comes in and he wants to sort of impress her. And she goes, and he'd be like, and okay, and he goes, and so as a punishment, so the teacher goes, oh, look at what they're doing. They're looking into each other's pants, and he goes, oh, really? Let me have a look. And as a punishment, what he does is he pinches our nipples. Nowadays, how bad is that? Right? He comes up and he's like, you're like, okay, right. So yeah, like weird things happen like this, right? And he had this. Okay, I shouldn't say that, but he had some weird punishments. So and then what else happened? Same year, I think it was when Titanic came out, and so my cousin he had a computer in his room, and we watched Titanic. So I'm gonna like keep it as PG as possible, but you know it was puberty in school, so this is how it happened. My cousin, so he's got his computer in his room, and he's got the film Titanic on a CD, two CDs, and so some of my other cousins are here as well, so this is interesting, right? And maybe this is the wedding speech I'm practicing here, right? And so this guy goes, you know the scene where Kate Winslet, in the car gets all like, like smoky, like, the smog or whatever, the fog, and then, not smog, fog, no smog, fog, right? And she puts her hand on the window, and you know that scene? So that happens, and Shamit goes, "Oi!" I say, "Yeah, that's sex." I was like, no, both of us like, you're gonna picture this, right? Like we're watching the film like on the bed. "Oi, that's sex!" And I said, what? Sex, Machan, that's sex. What sex? That Chewbacca, that's sex. I said, what do you mean that's sex? You don't know what sex is? No, I don't know what sex is. What is it? So you know the part where the guy pees out of? Yeah. Where you pee out of, Machan? Yeah. You put that into the part where the girl pees out of. I was like, really? That sounds pretty bad. Okay. Yeah, I was like, and then he goes, "Yeah, Machan, go home." So back then you didn't have Google, right? He goes, "Go home, go Yahoo search, sex." Right? So, and back then you had the dial-up internet. So, and then I go, okay, and then he goes, "Do you know what masturbation is?" I was like, "No, I don't know." "Machan, that's what you do if you don't have sex. Before sex, you do masturbation." I was like, what's that? You know the part you pee out of? Yeah. You touch it till something happens. I go, what happens? You do it, try it and see, will you? I was like, okay. And he goes, "Hey, Machan, that's what our cousin is doing." "Which one?" Our cousin, right? "That's what he's doing every day in the toilet." I was like, I thought he was reading Archie magazines. Right? Yeah. So the cousin might be here, I can't see him, but yeah, he's around, he lives in the neighborhood. So yeah, and that happened. What happened in year 9? I could go into more of the educational part. Okay, and sex education was pretty basic. I guess these things should improve. Like in school, this was sex education in year 9. Now by year 8, we are all sort of like, there were the guys who were experimenting and open about it in terms of their research and their study out of school hours. Then there were the ones they were the ones open about it. There were the deniers, as in they were doing it, but they denied it because it's the wrong thing to do. They sin. And then there was the latecomer. So I was a latecomer, right? My parents are here, but I'm now 32, so I'm going to just say this now. So I went home and I researched Yahoo and sex, and then like all of us, like not just me, the rest of the batch, all of us, and then one day the whole thing happened, and I was like, "Whoa, what happened there?" And I got freaked out, right? And I'm like, I don't even believe in God, but I promise God that I'll never watch porn again. I'm like, we don't know what's going to happen, right? And like, shit. And then like I waited like 2 days and I was back on it. And then it happened again, and I promised again, and then 2 more days, and then forever. And I've taken a break now. So now we're all doing this, and in year 9, this is sex education. The teacher goes, "So, at a certain age, you're going to have, puberty, and girls have it earlier than the boys sometimes, and then maybe 11, 12, and so their thighs, girls' thighs get bigger, and they get breasts, and your throat, you get the little bulb here." That was sex education. And my mom tried, but it's a conservative place. My mom tried. I remember there was a TV show on Swarnavahini or something like that. And they were trying to teach teenagers how to practice safe sex. So one day I was just chilling at home, and my mom goes, "Biman, come here, watch this. She puts the TV on and she just leaves. And then there's this dude like holding like a carrot or something like that. And not a carrot, no, but like some object, and they show how to put protection on. And that was the sex education till like, you figured it out in your 20s or whatever. Or if you did at all. Year 9, I started having dreams. I started having dreams of, now I'm copying, and I'm like between 4th and 9th in the class. I'm doing quite well. But I know O-levels are coming up in year 11, and I'm copying, and I'm acing the exams, but I'm copying. And I know that I'm afraid I won't be able to copy and cheat the system. So that's where I learned to cheat the system, from my cousin in school. And I knew that, okay, you can't keep doing this, so you gotta start studying. Anyway, I had these bad dreams and all that. And eventually, I started studying a bit more. I'll get back to that in a bit. Well, let's finish that one off. I remember when it came to like O-levels, I had a bet with my dad. Like my dad went, I went, what do you think I'm going to get for O-levels? My dad was like, like you fail like 4 subjects and like simple pass 4. And I was like, I'm sorry I said this, but back then I was, a rebel, and I was like, die old man, angrily. And he was upset. I was sorry about that. And then to prove him wrong, I sort of studied, and I surprised myself. Like I remember that first semester in year 11, like my exam results came, and I had become the first in the class when you added all the things up. And the guy who usually becomes first in the class was like, hey bro, how the fly did that happen? And I was like, I fly don't know. And year 10, interesting story, like I think a life-changing moment took place in year 10. So one of my friends, he's not here, should say his name, KB Madhuwage. And so he goes in year 10, he used to sit behind me. And he used to like, poke me with a pen all the time. And this one particular day he's poking me and not letting me be, and I turned around and said, what's up, man? He goes, man, you're flied. Flied as in F, right? I say, why? You're effed in life. I said, why? Machang, what is the purpose of life? I said, I don't know, but you look like you know, don't you tell me? And he goes, the purpose of life is to find a partner, get married, and have kids. That's the purpose of life. I said, okay. He said, so you're effed. I said, why? Machang, to find a girlfriend, so to have a partner, you have to have a girlfriend, no? How the hell are you going to have a girlfriend? I said, what do you mean? He said, Macam, balapan, ha? Singaling kena me, I'll translate. Macam balapan scene, kan? Umba kalui, umba kotai, umba katai, ha? ඒ විතරක් නෙමෙයි උඹ ඒ ඉතුරු වචනේ කියන්න බෑ කෑරි කෑනයි රියන්න යන්නේ හරි කියලා. ඉතින් කොහොමද යකෝ he was a southerner, right? He's got a southern influence. කොහොමද යකෝ තෝ මේ මොනවාද හොයන්නේ එකක් අමුසර කෙලවලා තියෙන්නේ දැන්ටමත්. I was like, okay, right, this sounds pretty bad. So I remember I went home that day, and I didn't. This was all news to me, right? Because in year 9 I was pretty average height, and by year 10 I guess I was short now, right? And my nickname changed from Iggy to Shorty around this time. So I went in front of the mirror and I said to I looked in the mirror. I was like, Kalui means you're dark, Kotai is you're short, Katai is you're ugly. And the care and that one is you're a see you next Thursday. See you next, yeah. And so I went in front of the mirror and I was like, oh, okay, right. Are you dark? Okay, fair enough, right. Maybe it seems, relatively speaking, I am dark. Okay, let's try Fair and Lovely. I actually bought Fair and Lovely that year. And then I thought, are you short? Oh, okay, well, I guess now I am short. I was tall, but now everyone's getting tall. I'm short. Maybe okay, right. Are you ugly? Well, I can't see that, but I guess my nose is a bit bent. Okay, maybe I am. Are you a CUN? I was like, I didn't think so, but I don't know, maybe. And so that day I decided, I guess, to in a room full of tall, handsome, good-looking men, to be able to get the girl, right? So I think that's where sort of this desire to be in the theater, and then I went on to sort of like party and have big parties and all that, and to the point where recently a monk said to me, "Hey, Biman, you're basically a walking dildo." So proud parent moment there. What was I going to say? There was something else I wanted to say. And I've forgotten that. Any questions? Yeah, so I remember I got into drama and I did my first show, and so this really pretty girl from Bishop's College thought I was cute, and my friend who said this, that you're dark, short, ugly and all that, came and told me about this, and I was like, don't lie to me, man. I didn't believe the guy. So, but yeah, it turned out to be true, and that wasn't funny, that joke again. There's no joke there, no? Right, yeah, that's three more things. My mum put me, because I didn't study, she put me on like this methodology to this teacher would have to like monitor whether I've done my homework and spend like 1 hour every day studying. So my mum would have to sign it, and his nickname was BJJ, and we called him Bija. Bija means penis. And in year 7, and his way of making sure you studied was to twist your nipples and your side of your ears, you know. For O-levels, we had an English teacher, and she would make so many mistakes in teaching English that we would call her by queen. We had a headmaster that would say, go to the corner, turn the wall. And he would also say, I have 2 daughters, both are girls. And then there was Mrs. Akbar, classic story, English teacher, Mrs. Akbar. And Parents' Day comes, and my mother, comes to see Mrs. Akbar with me. And Mrs. Akbar sees my mother and reaches over, Mrs. Wimalaratne, are you okay? And my mother goes, excuse me? Are you okay? Then I knew it. Shit. And she goes, you had cancer, no? And basically, like I was getting in a lot of trouble, and she ended up asking, wait, do you have a problem? What's going on? I said, sorry, miss, my mom's really sick. She's got a bit of cancer. And that's how I got out of the situation. Anyway, I think that's enough from me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening.